Hey there, welcome to the latest episode of the Sexy Thyroid Solution. I'm your host, Angela Brown. So today I want to talk about how you do not need a diagnosis of hypothyroidism to have a slow thyroid. But if you could do me a huge favor first, if this is your first time watching my channel, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and you're going to hit that little bell so that you get a notification every single Thursday when I release a new video. And if you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, like this, share this, maybe tag someone who you think would benefit from this information. So let's dive in here. This is something that I'm really passionate about talking about because this is such a path that I went through with my own thyroid. It was very frustrating. I had over 10 years of different doctors, different people, different practitioners telling me that everything looked fine on my blood panel, that everything was okay and normal, and I was having all these symptoms still, and I just couldn't get answers. So that's when I really started digging, like there's got to be something else. There has to be something else. I did eventually get diagnosed with hypothyroidism, but what I quickly started realizing is all these things that I found out that were affecting my thyroid, you don't even have to have a diagnosis of hypothyroidism to have all these things slowing your thyroid down. So once I became certified and started doing a lot more studying on this and research on this, I definitely noticed a really big pattern of different things that really can slow your thyroid down, but it's not going to show up on a blood panel. And this is why so many women have come to me, and I've helped a lot of, because they can start to see like, okay, it's my lifestyle, it's this and that. There's so many different things that can really change the way your thyroid functions, change the way your thyroid works. And it's simply because you're affecting it with certain things. This is exactly what I'm going to go into with my group program. I'm actually launching a group program that's coming up this January in 2021. It is going to have 6 different modules that you learn from, and then 6 modules that are going to be basically Q&As. It's all going to be live taught. I'm really excited about this because some of the things I'm going to talk about today is what I'm going to go into really more in depth during this group program. The other thing that's great about a group program is you're going to be in a private group. So you're going to get to interact with other women who are going through some of the same exact things that you are, so you don't feel alone. And you can get a lot of feedback from people. I know when I was going through some of this stuff, it was really nice to be able to talk to other women going through it as well, because I got feedback from them. I got different ideas. I got different things that I didn't think about. So that always helps as well. So what are some of the things that I like to have looked at when you're thinking about, okay, what is slowing my thyroid down? What is slowing it down that I'm also not seeing on a blood panel? So I see this so often that the panel comes back, looks normal. Sometimes it doesn't, but the panel comes back normal, and so you're not diagnosed with hypothyroidism, even though it really is a slow thyroid. So there's a lot of things that can slow it down. For sure, lifestyle is going to be huge. So what you're eating is going to be a really, really big one that a lot of people don't think about. So if you're eating a lot of inflammatory foods, if your thyroid at all decides to get slow at some point, when you start eating food that doesn't nourish the thyroid or the body, over time that adds up and the thyroid will react to it and it's going to slow down. So if you're eating a ton of gluten, if you're eating a ton of processed foods, if you're eating, sometimes for women especially, it's dairy is a really big one. Sometimes even eating like raw cruciferous vegetables, so like raw broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, things like that, that can really slow thyroid down. But a lot of it's going to be the crappy things. So gluten and sugar and processed foods are going to be really big ones for slowing your thyroid down. And then I also want to know, like, what's your liver health doing? Okay, so much of your thyroid hormone is converted in your liver, and people kind of don't realize that your body only makes about 20% active thyroid hormone. So that's your T3. You make about 80% T4. It's not active. So if it's not active, you actually need more of the active thyroid hormone for your thyroid to be functioning. So when you have things that are going to slow down that conversion, you're going to get less of that T3 made. So things that are going to continuously slow that down will make your conversion slow down for one, but the liver gets backed up. The digestive system even can do this, where it can lessen the conversion amount. But liver is going to be huge. So much of the conversion is going to happen there. A lot of the conversion actually happens there. So if your liver is bogged down, it's going to be hard to convert over. You're not going to convert a ton of thyroid hormone. It's a hard discussion I have with women when it comes to liver health, and because you have to take out a lot of things that women actually like. So it's a difficult decision. But when you get to the point where you're like, okay, my blood panel looks normal, but my doctor says I'm fine, but I'm miserable. You get to the point where you're like, okay, I'll give it up. I'll do what I have to do so that my liver works better. And it's going to be a lot of when your liver has to break things down and get it out of your body, it gets bogged down. So what affects that are things like toxins. Beauty products are a big one. If you're taking in a ton of beauty products and it has a lot of toxins in them, that adds up. Alcohol is a really big one, and I know women hate hearing that one too, but alcohol is a really big one. If you keep consuming alcohol over and over and you suspect you have a slow thyroid, it's going to continue to slow it down. So that is a massive one that I really have to have women look at. And then your digestive system as well. Like, what is your digestion doing? Are you even having bowel movements? That's a bad one. Women tell me all the time, oh, I have a bowel movement every other day. And I'm like, that's actually not enough. You should be having at least one a day, maybe two. Your bowels, when you go to the bathroom, it has all the toxins and stuff in it as well to get them out of your body. So if you continuously don't have bowel movements, those toxins are just still in your body. So that can wreak havoc. Your thyroid does not like this. And anything that is not supposed to be in your body that is there and it continuously stays there, that's going to slow your thyroid down. So these are just a few of the things. Like I said, I'm going to go over ad nauseum in much more depth in my group program. You're going to have lots of handouts. You're going to have all kinds of guides and things like that so that you have it always to refer to. And you're going to have access to my portal that will have all the information in there as well. And you'll always have access to that once you get into the program as well. So if you have more questions about this, definitely reach out. Let me know if you're interested. I do have a wait list right now that you can get on so that when the cart times opens, which is going to be the beginning of January, that you can get first dibs to purchase the program, because I do have to limit space because I want it to be a little bit more quaint so that I can get a little bit more personal with you ladies. But the good news is that I do have some spaces open still. So if you want to get in on it, you've got to let me know and I will get you on the list so that you can get first dibs to purchase it in January. So any more questions, give me a shout out and we'll chat soon on the next video. Bye.